Hey, this channel is Different Careers with Kate Nudd. Right now, the profession that I have is I am a licensed massage therapist. I have 36 hours of continuing education due in June, so I am trying to work on them. So today we are going to go over another review. Again, ABMP has produced this thing, so copyrights go to them and Tom Myers because he did this continuing education thing. Okay, so this class is the Anatomist Corner, an advanced guide to anatomy in massage and bodywork, part 1. It is supposed to be a 2-hour continuing education class. This is a PDF. So I will go over the summary. So anatomy is obviously a critical component of solid massage and bodywork education and successful practice, but the anatomy is not a stagnant discipline. New scientific discoveries are constantly changing how we perceive the body. Oh gosh. And all its many intricacies. This course first explores the historic context of our modern day anatomical knowledge and then dives deep into the relationship between cellular and function and the connective tissue system before trying these concepts to a practitioner's hands-on work. Okay, so I'm going to try to scroll down real quick. The questions are coming up. I had to take the quiz like 3 to 5 times, I don't know, but I'm getting some of the questions wrong. And then it shows you there's part 2, there's part 3, there's an introduction class, balancing the shoulder practical clinic. Okay, so and then instructors. So Tom Myers, BCSI, directs Anatomy Trains, which offers certification and structural integration in the US, Australia, Europe, as well as short courses in manual therapy and function anatomy worldwide. He is the author of Anatomy Trains 2020 4th edition and co-author of Fascial Release for Structural Balance 2017 2nd edition. The Anatomy Trains myofascial meridians, which connect the muscles through the fascial fabric, is increasingly employed in a wide variety of rehabilitation and performance enhancement modalities. Tom studied directly with Ida Rolf and Moshe Feldenkrais, as well as Buckminster Fuller and movement luminaries and European osteopaths. He has practiced structural integration for over 40 years in a wide variety of clinical and cultural settings. Learn more at www.anatomytrains.com. So I don't know if you can see that. Maybe I need to have a zoom. Okay. I don't know if that helps. There. So copyrights all go to them. So let's go to the ebook. Let me go to the top. We will review. Unfortunately, it took over 10 hours. I started this on Friday, February 16, 2004, and I finished March 15, 2024. Over 10 hours of reading material. So was not 100% happy that it took this time. That's why I give this class a rating of an F, because it took me over 10 hours to read through the material, and I took notes along the way, and I failed the quiz the first time. So I was not happy with that, because it's like if I'm pausing to take notes to try to comprehend what I read, that means something was wrong with the material that I failed the class. because apparently I did not get the information that I was supposed to get from this reading material. And there was like 56 pages. So my disclaimer is I felt like this should have been broken up and been like, okay, you get 3 hours for the first 3 sections and then 3 hours for the last 3 sections or something like that. But again, it took over 10 hours. So this is who Tom Myers looks like. So, and in the first section, it was like a whole interview. So I was like, what is the point of this? And like, I wasn't quizzed over this section at all. So it was like a waste of time. So I'm like, why did they even put this in there? And he talked about Rolfing the whole time. So I thought he was going to go more in depth of like, what is Rolfing? Here is your 10 recipe of how to do Rolfing or whatever. And he never did that. So I was like, he talked a lot about Ida or Rolf. And I was like, who is this lady? What did she invent? So I was like, I really thought this article was going to be about her. And it wasn't at all later down the road. It was like a bunch of articles pulled into one. So, but he's like, there's this 10 Rolfing is like this 10 recipe massage modality where it's like it helps balance your whole body and you need to do 10 sessions. And it can be painful at times. And I was like, well, how do you know? Like, what's the recipe? That question never got answered. Okay, section 2. Sorry, we're going to keep scrolling. Okay, section 2. Magical thinking. This was very interesting. So disclaimer, if you aren't religious, if you're agnostic, if you're an atheist, if you don't believe in God, like concepts in this article will come up about spiritual matters because Tom Myers believes in God. So if mentioning Christianity or spiritual matters triggers you, don't continue watching this video. So he goes into this. Okay, so this article here where he's like magical thinking, I don't know why he called it that. To me, it should have been called what's it called? Of learning avoidance behavior, because he basically went over the whole time he was talking about rats or mice and how there was an experiment done, and if they if the rats, they like, you can learn avoidance behavior basically. So basically, if there was some kind of abuse that happened to the rats, what I got out of it, you're going to learn avoidance behavior. But this actually helped me realize, this is why I try my best to become a perfectionist, or I don't like making mistakes at all, because usually what happens when I make a mistake, people attack me, or the way they critique me, it comes across in an abusive way. So that way, what am I trying to say? Like, I avoid making mistakes because no one is kind and being like, hey, just like improve on this. Just wanted to let you know, hey, like I noticed this. Can you please try to get better and improve or whatever? When like people critique me, it always comes across as like, you made the most horrible mistake in the world. Like, and it's just like, and it comes across to me that I was like, so you think I was making that mistake on purpose. So usually when I try to critique other people, look, I just need to voice that, hey, this mistake was made. It made me not feel good. Please try to avoid this in the future. And I'm okay moving on. But if the mistake keeps happening over and 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 over again, that's when I become irritated or annoyed, because it's like, I guess people aren't learning from their mistakes. So, because I am the type of person that I have developed a perfectionist thing where I want to do my job 100% in a perfectionist way, 100% good all the time, and I think everyone should strive for the same performance level. And and so I don't like it when people comment me on making little stupid mistakes, because it feels like you're just like pointing out the mistakes, and then I'm gonna make more and more and more mistakes, and then you're gonna keep commenting on it, and it's gonna continue, and then I'm just gonna keep making more and more and more mistakes because you never give me any compliments or praise or be like, oh, I noticed that you did this, job well done. So it's like, what are you focusing on? People get on my case all the time. You're focusing on too much negativity. Well, if the only thing people critique you on is only the stuff you do wrong, then how are you supposed to be positive all the time? So, avoidance behavior. I have developed avoidance behavior, but it doesn't work because people still critique me and all the things I did wrong. Well, why don't you give me more positive stuff or words of affirmation, or be like, I really like that you did this. I really liked you did that. And make it so the majority of the time, like, you're critiquing me and be like, I like all these positive things you did. And then once a month, you critique me on something negative. I don't like the negativity that's going on in my life the majority of the time. But you have to have people in your life that are like, I'm choosing to notice all the positive stuff mostly. And you have to have clients come in who are noticing all the positive things mostly that you do too. So you need the clients, then you need the people that you work with that notice all the positive things, and then it will help me be able to notice all the positive things. So I try my very best, even though like my coworkers or my bosses or my clients, they're like noticing the negative. I try my best to be like, how do I improve? How do I do a better job? So, like, I am doing the best I can, but hey, if they notice the negativity more when you're doing your best in life to turn lemons into lemonade, like, I'm sorry, in order to be positive 100% all the time, you need everyone to be focused on positivity in your life 100% all the time, and nothing bad can happen. But we live in a world where bad things happen. So how are you supposed to be positive all the time? I just don't understand the logic and the common sense. So if you have a solution to this, feel free to put that in the comment section below. Okay, so yes. So I realized I have an avoidance behavior thing going on with me where I try to be a perfectionist and learn from my mistakes and come up with a solution so I don't do those mistakes anymore, and because I don't like getting in trouble. So, and I try to learn from every mistake, but it seems like there's always something else that comes down the road. Okay, now we're hitting the Egyptian thing. Okay, what was this? Oh, sorry. No, never mind. So they went into, I guess, some of the Egyptian stuff, but we're going to keep going down, and how Egyptians developed massage stuff too. And the Egyptians even believed in demons or something like that too, which I found very fascinating. And we went to the Greeks. Okay, the Temple of Healing. And so he talked about how it used to be kind of like everyone believed in God or some form of God or something like that. And they believed that, well, how do I explain it? That like initially everything was caused from demons, like all sickness and diseases was caused from demons. So that's why he's like, the original idea of like healing was it's all the demons' fault, or they tried to heal by magic and with a mixture of herbs and stuff like that. So, but the Greeks were the main ones that came up with like a more holistic, I guess, approach of healing, from my understanding of what I remember in the article. And they had different places. And it was interesting to me that part of their healing process was they believed in entertainment, which I didn't realize before. And they believed in doing things in a way where it captivated different kinds of emotions on purpose for entertainment, which I never knew before. And they had these like healing places that you could go heal to, and some of the stuff was a little bit weird, where there was like a snake and stuff. So I don't remember everything, but basically there was like a different approach where they were trying to heal the whole person, and then someone else came in and he's like, hey, let's do a more scientific approach. And he was trying to like understand where diseases came from and what herbs to use. And so he was getting away from like just lumping everything as a spiritual condition caused by demons. And so it was a Hippocrates that did that. So, and I can't pronounce everything, so don't. So then you have like the great thinkers that come in, and it's like they did a whole bunch of crazy stuff in the past. And then people were like, hey, let's like actually, after people die, let's try to like figure out what the body looks like on the inside. So they were doing autopsies. And so again, they were like branching out stuff. And then you have the ghosts in the machine, the robotic stuff, where it's like people completely went away from thinking that there could be some spiritual element to why you are sick. And it's like medicine became very like mechanical, of like, here, take this to cure this disease, here, take this to cure this disease, and stuff like that. So, and he was trying to say, like, if you're a massage therapist, the reason why you went into massage therapy is most people are looking for a holistic approach to medicine. So a lot of times they get nurses or doctors or chiropractors to teach the anatomy and physiology or the diseases and stuff like that, and they don't understand the in-depth of medicine. And you're compartmentalizing different systems of the body when it's all connected. And again, this guy believes in God, so he's like, you can't just get rid of the spiritual component. Like, the body and the mind are connected. But a lot of times people are like, I don't need to deal with spiritual matters in order to get physical health. And like, his perspective is, it sounded like, or even my Christian upbringing is like, you have to treat the body as a whole. You have to heal the spirit. there's even emotional component that comes out when you receive a massage. And he mentioned that in the first part of the article with like Ida Rolf, where she was like, people would talk sometimes about their problems, and he was like, she said, oh, like, what's the solution to the problem? What do you want to do about it? So she was solution oriented, which was like very interesting to me. So I have tried to develop as a person and be like, let's not just talk about our problems. What is the solution to the problem? So a lot of times if I do talk or I vent, or if I vent, I'm venting as a way to figure out the solution to my own problems. So a lot of times, like, I just need someone to have a listening ear. But if I do get stuck, I am open to people's suggestions or people helping me brainstorm possible solutions and stuff like that. But again, he mentioned in here, like, there was a difference of like, do you believe, okay, so mainstream doctors, or the medicine changed, where it was like, if you're a doctor, people were developing the mind frame, the doctor knows best, they know how to heal the person. So the clients, the patients that come in, they just be like, okay, the doctor knows everything. But then there's the other type of medicine where it's like innately in you, you at least have the seeds of being able to heal yourself. You know what you need to do to heal yourself. So to me, when I have dealt with people, if people have this attitude of, I know exactly what you're going through emotionally, have you taken the time to understand the majority of the details from my childhood, teenage years, younger adult years, up to how old I am now? You want to counsel me and give me advice, but you don't want to listen to all the details of childhood led to teenage years led to younger adult years led to in my 30s years. So like, all of my experience makes me who I am. But if you don't want to understand the whole pathway, how I got to be who I am today, how are you supposed to give me advice of how to change that? That's what I've run into dealing with other people in the past, even counselors. It's like I only need 5 minutes of what's going on in your life right now, and I have the ability to counsel you. That is their attitude. I'm just like, if you don't want to understand the in-depth stuff of the denomination I grew up in, how are you supposed to be able to counsel me effectively? So anyways, but like, that's the attitude of of people in today's society. I only want to know 5 minutes of information of this section of what's wrong with you, and then I'm gonna counsel you what to do on that. And I'm like, okay, well, that doesn't work for me. So I guess I have to be my own counselor and journal and do things myself. That is what I have learned from society. But again, it also stems with, like, people have this attitude in different professions of healthcare, where they're like, I know what's best for you. I know what's best for you because I went to school for this profession. But maybe people have a seed inside of them where they know what they need, and you need to ask the right questions to help them figure out what they really need. So for me, when people come in, I work in a spa. I'm not allowed to tell you what spa I work for, but I do a health consult before every massage. Sometimes it's longer. Sometimes it's, what's it called? Shorter, depending if I've seen the person before or not. So, but my aim is what's going on with their muscles today, and what type of massage modality will work the best for them. What do they really need? Because there's different massage modalities, and I have some under my belt that I'm allowed to use at this spa, so I'm trying to figure it out. So Meta Brain 1, boundary issues. So I kind of liked this because he was showing it, how you can use illustrations in the body, and then it can help you understand certain things. So basically here you see the DNA strand in here, and he described it as being knotty, and then you have the protective barrier around that, and like different stuff of the cell and stuff like that. So, but he was showing how like this whole thing is a cell, and there's molecules that can come in, and the cell needs those molecules because like the objective is to duplicate and get rid of waste. So you're either like downsizing the cell or upgrading the cell, and you're getting rid of things. So certain molecules can come in and certain molecules can go out, depending on what the cell needs. And sometimes like molecules are too big, so the cell's like, I'm gonna reject that. So he was showing how like a cell can have boundaries, and it's like, well, this molecule is toxic for this cell, so I'm not gonna let that molecule in. So he was like illustrating like on a cellular level, because he believes in God, he was implying that God has put it instinctively in us that like we naturally are going to reject toxins. So, and that can stem into different areas of your life. Like if people are being toxic in your life, you're going to reject the negativity, or like them abusing you, you're going to reject abusers in your life that are trying to harm you in some way. And that happens on a cellular level. So you instinctively know, like, I don't know. This is what I was getting out of it anyways. So that was a cool concept. It was like on a cellular level, your body's like, reject toxins, reject toxic things. So it's like, apply that to being a bigger person, like all your cells make up who you are. You're going to reject abusive people. You're going to reject toxic people naturally. If you're trying to become healthy and get optimize like your health in different areas. So, okay. Bigger cell stuff. I don't know where it is. Okay. Yeah. So much cell stuff. That's what I got out of that one. Okay. Meta Brain 2, service and self-service. So he was saying like in this one, there's different types of cells, and certain cells are great at doing certain tasks. And so like he went into it. It was very scientific. I didn't understand everything thoroughly. I was getting to the point where I was like hitting kind of like burnt out in this article. I was like, because I was like, it's so long. It was taking, like over a month to complete. Well, it seemed like it was taking like too many days to complete this one. But I did think it was interesting that he was like trying to narrow down like certain cells are good for certain things, but it kind of went over my head because it was like more scientific information. Meta Brain number 3, the connective tissue as a meta brain. So he was going in more into connective tissue. But he started talking about the reproduction system more in this one, and like how there's a protective membrane surrounding the egg when the sperm goes into the ovum or whatever. And I was just like, seriously? Like, why don't you just like talk about what you want to talk about and get your point across so I can pass this quiz? And so that's why I failed the quiz. So I was not like really happy about that. And so like said, it took like 3 to 4, 5 times to like answer the questions correctly so I could pass the quiz. So luckily I could take it over and over until I was able to pass. But it's like, did it really have to take over 10 hours? Did it really have to take a whole month just to get this continuing education class done? And it was only worth 2 credit hours. Seriously? So that's why I give this continuing education class like an F, based off of the quiz, based off of how long it took me, because it, like, I'm sorry, but it's like not everyone can comprehend everything super fast. Not everyone's a speed reader and can comprehend everything. Like, it's like ABMP and all these different people are expecting everyone to be like a speed reader and be able to comprehend everything really, really fast. And so you're like, we don't care. It takes over 10 hours to do a 2-hour CE continuing education class. We don't care. That's the vibe I'm getting. It doesn't matter if you have a slow comprehension level. It doesn't matter that you have to take your time to really understand the material. Like, that's what it is. But overall, like, I did find some of the stuff in this continuing education class very informative. The guy talked about like spiritual matters being connected to health, and when you work in a spa setting, they're like, don't talk about politics, don't talk about religion, don't talk about God, don't bring up Christianity, don't bring up anything in history where other people in society all believed in God. So it's like, don't talk about God at all. So it's like, I was like, so, but here, a continuing education class, he was free to talk about God in a scientific way, talk about boundaries, talk about things. So, like, he was affirming that you just have to be careful who you talk to what about. And it's like, some people do mix spirituality and massage, but mainstream medicine does not. That's what I got out of this continuing education class. So the information was good, a little bit in the end, way too much information to be able to read in 2 hours, but the information was good. After I'm done with my 36 hours of continuing education credits for June, I'll probably go back and review some of the other classes that he had, because I did like he was also, for the most part, like, in some of the articles I saw, he was actually listing his resource information. So I was like, yes, someone who's like not just taking these ideas, but listing his sources. And I was like, yes, someone who listed their sources. So I give an A+ for like the interest of the material, that it was very interesting. I thoroughly enjoyed the interest of the material. But yes, F 100% because I didn't pass the quiz the first time. F because it took over 2 hours. And here's a printout of proof that I completed the course. And because I had to take the quiz multiple times, it's not showing the accuracy of like, okay, started this February 16 instead of yeah. Oh, actually it does. It's saying I started February 16, 2024, completed March 15, 2024. So it actually did an accurate thing. I was just looking at the date real quick. Yeah. So, but overall, I'm glad I have completed another 2 hours. This is probably going to take a while if everything's over. So, probably from now on, I'll be doing 1 hour classes only because the 2 hours and the 1.5 hours are just taking way too long. So we're probably just going to do 1 hour classes for a while. And then in July or August, then the plan is to get the 36 other continuing education courses done. So, and that's when I'll probably review more of Thomas Myers' classes because his information did captivate my interest. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you're thinking about taking this for your massage therapy continuing education class, just know it'll probably take over 10 hours. So be careful which ones you choose. Until next time.